Hey guys, I'm going to help you with lesson 36 homework. Let's go ahead and start off with number 1 and 2. I'm actually going to cross out the tape diagram part because I feel like that confuses my students more than helps them, so we're going to cross that out for now. And let's just look at the bottom part of number 1 and 2. First one says, write a multiplication expression equal to 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. Well, that's 4 groups of 2/3, so I'm going to say 4 times 2/3. Which, when I multiply it, is the same thing as saying 4 times 2/3. And altogether, that'll give me 8/3. Okay, let's try that again with the next one. It says 7/8, 7/8 plus 7/8, which is 3 times 7/8, because there's 3 groups of them. So I'm going to turn that into 3 times 7/8, which will give you 21/8. Okay, so we're going to repeat this process with the next couple, kind of like they did in the example, where they turn it into a multiplication equation, they keep it on top, and then they turn it back to a mixed number. So let's try that here. We have 7/10 plus 7/10 plus 7/10, so it'd be 3 times 7/10, which is the same as 3 times 7/10. And then that'll give us 21/10, which we know is going to be 2 1/10. If you can't do that in your head by now, I'll show you a way that you could work it. You could put 21/10 over here in a number bond, and you pull out the holes. So I could pull out 20/10 because that's 2 holes, and what would be left would be 1/10. So you'd get 2 1/10. Okay, let's try C. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 5/12. So I should say 6 times 5/12, which is the same thing as saying 6 times 5 over 12, which will give you 30/12. And when I change that back into a mixed number, it should go in twice with 6/12 left over. So it should be 2 6/12. Okay, let's try on D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 groups of 3/8. So 12 times 3/8 is the same as 12 times 3 over 8, which will give you 36/8. And 8 goes into 36 4 full times with 4 left over. So it'll leave me 4 wholes and 4/8. Okay, on this next part, they said we could solve using any method, so we don't have to write out that whole big long string if we don't want to, but you can if it helps you. So you can just check your final answers with mine. So 7 times 2/9 will give you 14/9, which in a mixed number is 1 5/9. Okay, B, 11 times 2 is 22. So I'll get 22/3. 3 goes into 22 7 times with 1 left over, so I'll have 7 1/3. Okay, let's move on to the next section. Oops. Okay, C. Now these numbers are getting pretty big, so I'm going to cross out a few because I feel like the numbers we're multiplying by are unnecessarily big, but let's try C. Let me cross out this one. Okay, 40 times 2 is going to give you 80, so you'll get 86. Now if we got to change that back to a mixed number, it's going to take a minute, so let's pull some stuff out. I could pull out 66. That's an easy one to pull out. That's 10 holes. I could still pull out another 18/6. That's 3 holes. And then the 60 and the 18 is 78, so that leaves us with 2 6 that are left over. So altogether that's 10 holes, that's 3 holes with that 2 6, so it'll be 13 and 2 6. Wow, that took a while. Normally you won't have to multiply by numbers so big. I think they're just wanting you to practice with that. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out these other 2 as well because I just think those numbers are too big for us right now. Okay, let's look at the 2. The bottom one didn't show up on my iPad for some reason, so we're just going to do 5 and 6 for the word problems. So let's look at number 5. It says Colton is playing with interlocking blocks that are each 3/4 inch tall. He makes a tower of 17 blocks tall. How tall is his tower in inches? So we have 17 groups of 3/4. So we got to do 17 times 3/4 or times 3, which will give us 7 times 3 is 21, 10 times 3 is 30, so I'll get 51. So 51/4 Well, no one says 51/4 inches, so we got to change that back. So let's use a number bond over here. I'm going to pull out 40/4 because that's an easy one. Still got 11 more to go. I could pull out 8/4 as well. And that would leave us with 3/4 left over. And so 40/4 is 10, 8/4 is 2, 3/4 is there. So 10, 2, and 3/4 would be 12 and 3/4 inches. Okay, let's look at the next one. It says there are 11 players on Mr. Mariani's softball team. They each ate 3/8 of a pizza. How many pizzas did they eat? So I'm going to say 11, because 11 players times the 3/8 that they each ate. So I'm going to say 11 times 3 over 8, which would give me 33/8. And that's good because 8 goes into 32 4 times. And so we'll have 4 1/8 pizzas that they ate. Alright guys, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much.